Sanjaya Baruji, you have also authored a book, 1991, How PV Narasimha Rao Made History. Why do you say that 1991 was a very significant year in India's history?
Indeed. In fact, why don't you show the cover of that book? I realize you have a copy
Sure,
of the
this is
book.
the cover of the book.
That's the
Uh,
cover of the book.
this is the cover
And
of the
I'm,
book.
I'm particularly proud of that book because I wrote it in a very short period of time, but I think it tells a story. I've written it as a story. The chapters are January to December 1991. And the title of the book is 1991 because, in the judgment of not just myself, but many commentators, many analysts of contemporary Indian history, 1991 was the most important year after 1947 for a variety of reasons. From 1947 to the 1980s, till the assassination of Rajiv Gandhi, we had a long period, 30, 40 years of the country being governed essentially by one family, Jawaharlal Nehru, Indira Gandhi, and Rajiv Gandhi. And that period has been called the Nehruvian era. Many believe that 1991 was the turning point, the beginning of the post-Nehruvian era. So politically, 1991 was, of course, a significant turning point. But the second and what is widely recognized as a turning point is for the Indian economy. We had a regime of what was called the license permit control Raj, an economic policy defined by the 1956 industrial policy resolution that Jawaharlal Nehru introduced. And that license permit control Raj ended in July 1991, precisely 30 years ago, when the Prime Minister Narasimha Rao removed what was called the bonfire of controls. He removed all these controls and liberated Indian private enterprise. But there are other factors that happened in 1991 which make it a historic year. December 1991 was when the Cold War came to an end with the collapse of the Soviet Union. And the whole year of 1991, we saw the transition towards a post-Cold War world. And finally, of course, because of the assassination of Rajiv Gandhi, the Congress party went through a major fundamental transformation. For the first time, you had organizational elections in the Congress party under a non-Gandhi, non-Nehru Gandhi family member with the April 92 session of the All India Congress Committee. So the politics, the foreign policy, the global context, the economic context, all of this changed in 91 and began what we call, in the global context, we say it's a post-Cold War era that began in 91. In the Indian context, we say it's the post-liberalization era of globalization that began in 1991. It is also the post-Nehruvian era in terms of the politics of this country.